Hello again, I am Blunty. In yesterday's video, I was talking about a rumor that I was pretty skeptical about, pretty dubious about, pretty iffy on, and I go on at some length in yesterday's video about why I was skeptical about it. But I did want the rumor to be true because it's about a game I enjoy very, very much, and it is, of course, Monster Hunter Rise, as surely the title of this video would have hinted you in at by now. But this morning, we got confirmation. Announcement trailer dropped. Monster Hunter Rise is indeed coming to Xbox Series X, Series S, PlayStation 5, and even PlayStation 4 in 4K 60 FPS glory. And considering it's a Switch port, I imagine even the PlayStation 4 can manage 4K 60 on this game, right? Now, the original rumor suggested this was going to be announced at the Game Awards, which is in about a week from now. But, as someone commented on yesterday's video, there was also an official leak. Apparently, the German Monster Hunter or Capcom account didn't schedule their tweet properly, and it kind of went out early and they had to delete it. So there's a screenshot of that floating around. I wasn't sure what to make of that. Screenshots like that can be easily doctored. Shrug. Turns out I didn't have to dive into that too much because we got an official announcement this morning. I assume, it's probably a safe assumption that they intended to announce at the Game Awards, but because it leaked out through the German account, they went, you know what, it's no point spending a week pretending that didn't happen, so let's just drop the big trailer out there. So there you go. Happy to have my skepticism proven wrong because it means even more people get to experience one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's fair to say. Again, I talked in yesterday's video how in just one of my 3 save files, between 2 on the Switch and 1 on the PC, in just one of those save files, I've got 1,300 hours plus on that game. Significant amount of time, and I'm not done playing yet. I was still playing it yesterday, and there's still more content to come. It is coming to Xbox Series X, Series S, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 on January the 20th, and that timing itself is very interesting. It is, I think, exactly a year after the PC release. It launched on January 20th, something, isn't it? Someone check me on that. I'll put it on screen. Pretty sure it was January something-ith. But the second thing about that timing that is very, very interesting is it puts it exactly a month before a big competitor or a potentially big competitor is launching in the form of Wild Hearts, which is coming via EA as the publisher, and the developer whose name I instantly forgot, that's on screen too. But they're responsible for a couple of other Monster Hunter-ish kind of games in the past that's shared some DNA with Monster Hunter style games, but they're doing something that looks very, very much like Monster Hunter Me 2 game called Wild Hearts, and from the trailers and whatnot it's been putting out, it looks like it could be really good. I'm definitely going to give it a go. But then again, trailers can be misleading, as we've learned the hard way many, many times as gamers, haven't we? But yeah, coming out exactly a month before. So in that 4-week window when the EA and the developers behind Wild Hearts are going to try their hardest to push enthusiasm and get their shit out there, all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of people who would be interested in that game playing the real Monster Hunter on their platform of choice now. So is it going to cloud over Wild Heart's attempt at publicity, or is it going to get people in the mood for more Monster Hunter style games? You go, I'm really enjoying this Monster Hunter stuff. Maybe someone new comes to, what other games out there are like this Monster Hunter type game? And here comes Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts, by the way, does have full platform agnostic cross play. So it doesn't matter what platform you're on, everyone can play with each other. Your move, Capcom, on that one. So yeah, considering that was only a video I made yesterday and I was fairly skeptical about it, I felt like it was a good opportunity to make a follow-up video and just confirm that. Go, yes, I did see it, because otherwise people are just going to spam the comments saying, oh, you were wrong about it. No, I wasn't wrong. I didn't say the rumor wasn't true. I said I was skeptical about it. But I've already had a few of those people. Oh, you were wrong. Don't you feel dumb? Don't you feel dumb for saying this wasn't? I never said it wasn't going to be true. I said I had my doubts because of the timing of it, but I spent a chunk of the second half of that video talking about the issues around cross-play, cross-save, isolating the various the player bases of this game, on the little islands on separate platforms. It's real good on the Switch because it launched there first, and it was very popular there, and everyone who really loved the franchise is there. It's a very high-skilled player base still. On PC, playbase is still pretty healthy, but at one point I did have to install a mod to get around some weird region locking stuff that Steam does, meaning I was only matching with local players. There's a mod to get around that, but that shouldn't be a problem on the console platforms. They don't have any of that sort of weird Steam region locking matchmaking bullshit in their built-in matchmaking stuff, so that shouldn't be a problem. But each platform, you know, I feel like if they were going to introduce crossplay and cross-save or anything like that, it would have been in the announcement trailer, so I think it's safe to assume that's not happening. So if you're on Xbox, you're only going to be playing with Xbox players. If you're on PlayStation, you're only going to be playing with PlayStation players. If you have both, and you haven't bought this game on Nintendo Switch or PC yet, it is coming to Game Pass, so you can try it out for free. Well, not for free, but within your existing subscription cost. I hate that when people say, oh, it's free on Game Pass. It's not free on Game Pass. You pay for Game Pass. It's included in Game Pass. But you can play without any additional cost on Game Pass. But if you do find it something you really, really love, I would relatively strongly suggest you think about getting on a PlayStation. It might eventually come to PlayStation Plus, but you know, if it's a game you got to get into, just pay for it. PlayStation is probably going to be the stronger player base between those two platforms. And again, this is something I talked about at length in yesterday's video, the why and the reasons behind PlayStation being one of two de facto homes for Monster Hunter. And even Monster Hunter World, the player base was pretty weak at times on the Xbox system, because that game also had isolated user bases. There was no crossplay or anything, which was a frustration. If you've got both platforms and you've got Game Pass, give it a go on Game Pass without spending anything else. If you like it and you think, well, I'm going to spend a lot of hours on this, consider going to PlayStation. As much as I dislike putting more money in Sony's pockets, because they're a bit of a company. I mean, all big companies are companies, but Sony in particular. But then again, because it is included on Game Pass on day one, maybe that'll be a ticket to a big, healthy, long-term player base there. We'll have to wait and see how that washes out. But there you go. Just wanted to make a video about that news being confirmed. So thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time. And thank you as always to the patrons scrolling up above there.